Yo, today we are testing War Thunder on our Nvidia Quadro T400 and an Intel i5 3570 with 16GB of RAM. We are starting with 1080p resolution and the graphics preset that we are using is the movie preset, which the game tells us not to use as it is recommended for making screenshots and recording movies with replays. We are going to use the built-in benchmark mode from the game itself, and the benchmark we will be using is the Modern Conflict as it is the most resource intensive benchmark here. We got an average of around 37 FPS, which in my book is a playable/enjoyable frame rate. But this being a multiplayer game, I would recommend settings that at least give 60 FPS all the time. Let's change the graphics preset from movie to maximum and see what FPS do we get. So at maximum preset, we got around 44 FPS, which is good, but it's not 60 FPS yet. Let's change the graphics preset to high and see if we can achieve 60 FPS. So we got an average of around 69 FPS, which is pretty good. As this is a multiplayer game, for some people graphics may not matter as much as frame rates do, and so I'm going to test lower graphics preset as well. Now we are at the medium graphics preset. Let's see how much FPS do we get. we got an average of 88 FPS. Let's decrease the graphics preset to low and see what FPS do we get. This time we got an average of around 124 FPS, which in my opinion is quite enough for competitive gameplay. But why stop here when we can go an extra mile and enable the minimum graphics preset? Now the game says that this is not recommended if we can run it on low or any custom settings, but we will use these settings anyways. So we got an average of around 163 FPS with the minimum graphics preset at 1080p. Now if your native resolution is 768p, then you can keep the graphics preset at maximum and still get around 70 FPS average. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want me to test any other game on this setup, let me know in the comments below.